Good afternoon, this is Pat Walker, Mission Winners, doing a video overview of the ETFs. US robotics, it's lagging here. It's in a downtrend. Be careful with that in that group. All right, it's that simple. Cloud computing is lagging. There's no real power there. Just maybe get a bounce, but it's not in a leadership position at this point in time. You can always see the name up here in the upper left-hand corner by the Dow Jones Industrial Average falling on fairly heavy volume, not a lot of power. These are all the ETFs. Dow Jones Internet, lagging, not a lot of power. IBD 50, I mean, look at this. This is the index of the leading stocks handpicked by Investors Daily, which is a great list, okay? I'm not knocking it at all, but it's just indicative of the market. Look at that. It's down on heavy volume, closes near the lows on this bar too. Below the falling 200-day tells you to be careful. Focus is this one, FV, all right? First Trust, Dorsey, right? This focuses on the MAXLIST stocks. This is the note I put it on there. And it's below the falling 50-day. It's below the falling 200-day. There's not a lot of power there. Be cautious with that. China's lifted up a little bit, but it's going to have to take a lot more power to make us really interested in it. Gold miners, there's no power there. Be careful with it. Gold, loose. And you can say, this is a great lesson for everybody. Oh, this is a green bar on good volume. This must be a good bar. Always note the open, the high, the low, the close. This stock ran up and closed near the lows on a pickup in volume. They weren't buying it, they sold into it. There's some powerful knowledge to know. Here we go. Biotechnology, stay away from. Oil, it's support on the 50-day. It needs to maybe get a bounce, okay? One of the better looking ETFs we've seen, all right? But still needs to see some real power off the 50-day. What's the one plus about this? It's falling on decreasing volume. Not a lot of selling pressure. Something just to take in consideration on IEO or maybe the stocks that are in that ETF. Technologies below the falling 50-day, not a lot of power. Closes near the lows, closes near the lows, at or near the lows, at or near the lows, at or near the lows. There we go. Be careful with technology. Medicine, stay away. This needs a shot. Okay, I'm sorry. No, maybe it needs some, what would you say? 2 shots. Not so good. Mid-cap, nothing there. Leave them alone. Aerospace and defense, stay away. And it's been telling you to stay away for a while. Just get in line with what is. Home construction, you can always see the name up here. Home construction, nothing's good going on there. S&P 500 growth, no power there. Be careful with that. Small caps. This has been talking for a while. Stay away from the small cap stocks. We made videos on this. Real estate, no, nothing. Transport, below the falling 200 or the flat 200-day. There's no leadership there. Airlines, grounded. There's dad humor for you. Regional banks, stay away. Nothing good there. Mid-cap, lagging. Nothing good there. Now, oil services, look at that. Isn't that interesting? Wasn't there another one that I mentioned, energy related? Yes, there was. IEO, OIH. 2 ETFs that are hanging in. I'm not saying buy them, but they're outperforming the market. There we go. Pharmaceuticals starting to lose the 50-day. The one saving grace, it did it on low volume. Maybe it'll bounce back, okay? Maybe. QLD, folks, it's below the right here's the 50-day. It's below the moving averages. It closes, look at this, closes near the lows of the day, closes near the lows for the day, closes near the lows of the day. Maybe it'll get a bounce, but you're not going to see this chart set up in any book saying, this is what you look for to buy. This is it right here. This is the setup. You won't hear that. You won't hear Bill O'Neill say years ago, and I'm grateful to met him a couple of times. You see this pattern right here? You see this up? This is what you look for. No, you wouldn't hear him say that. Man changed my life. Thankful to have known him or met him. Okay, here we go. QQQ, lagging near the lows, leave it alone. Retail, stay away from retail. Silver, showing a little bit of life. A little bit of life, but not a lot, okay? Loose. Steel, not a lot of power. Semiconductors, falling below the falling 50-day, leave it alone. Spiders, look at the volume selling here. This is why I do this, is just to show you in a matter of minutes. If I wasn't talking, when I scan through this list myself, it takes me about a minute to a minute and a half. I do it a couple of times a day, and it helps me frame up the markets. SSO, leverage S&P 500, be careful. Solar, stay away from it. Small cap, stay away from it. Uranium, now that one doesn't look too bad, does it? Maybe you could click on the uranium, URA, find out what their top 10 holdings are, see if there's something good there. And there is accumulation on this. Look, up on heavy volume, up on good volume there. Look at the heavy volume there, up on heavy volume. Support on the rising ADMA. I'm not saying buy it. I'm saying it's outperforming most other ETFs. Maybe there's something in this group or the ETF that could be bought. There we go. URA. U.S. oil, oil's hanging in there. Look at that. That's not too bad. Energy. Now, isn't it interesting? I mentioned IEO, energy related. OIH, energy related. USO, energy related. So you build a theme, you build a case, and that helps you. And there's the other side of the case. Stay away from consumer discretionary stocks. Stay away from aerospace and defense. Stay away from biotechnology. Stay away from home builders. Stay away from the products that it takes to build homes, materials. So you connect the dots, it's easy. Or it's easier. Nothing's, I'm going to say easy, okay? Communications lagging, be careful with that. Energy, another energy ETF. Okay, there you go. Built a case on energy, haven't I? I'm not saying buy it, though, because look at this. Look at the selling volume on Thursday, okay? And look at how it closed on Friday. Not a lot of power. Be cautious. Financials lagging. Be careful with that. Industrials, nothing good there. Leave it alone. Technology below the falling. Look at this. It's below the falling 50-day. There's no leadership in technology. Be careful with. Consumer staples, it's been telling you, stay away from us, all right? Healthcare. Nope, I think they need a shot too, okay? Consumer discretionary. The consumer's not buying. There you go. Metals and mining, chopping around a little bit, better than most, but still not great. Oil and gas, exploration, hanging in, but there's some selling going on there. It tells you to be cautious. Here, retail, stay away from retail. Done. Software, stay away from software. Why do we look at the MAXLIST stocks? We like to see what's going on with the big name stocks. These stocks are a major chunk of the market. They move the market. Apple's shopping around here. Again, these are MAXLIST stocks. Below the falling 50-day, you can see this fell on heavy volume, rallied up, then falls again. Look at this. Goes up on okay volume, drops on heavy volume, drops on heavy volume, goes sideways for a couple of days, drops on heavier volume. There's not a lot of power with this. It tells you at this point in time, be cautious with Apple. Amazon was going sideways, lifted across this top here, and then it cracked through, and look at the volume spikes. It's below the 50-day. Here's a great maxim for everybody. The action's better above a rising 50-day. The action is more reliable above a rising 50-day. Little sloppier here, so be careful with that. Alibaba lifted up a little bit on Friday. A couple of the Chinese stocks did. But you can see there's some distribution in here. This is the 200-day. This is the 50-day. It's going to take some work, just something to watch for. BIDU's the same situation. Google finally cracked here a little bit. Here's one plus on this. It has support so far on the 50-day. That's nice to see. I haven't seen many like that, okay? So just something to look for. What could be a potential setup? Bouncing off the 50-day. What's it going to need? It's going to need a good price. It's going to need good volume. It's going to need a good market. There you go. That'll help you. Goldman Sachs, no real power there. Leave it alone. MasterCard, support on the 50-day. Okay, that doesn't look too bad in relation to so many other stocks. Maybe it'll bounce off the 50-day. But I need to share this with everybody. Bounce setups are less reliable than clean and simple base breakouts. All right? Remember that. So what do we do with a bounce setup? If we buy, how do we control or manage risk? Buy less shares. Buy more shares on clean and simple base breakouts in a good market with volume confirming. Buy less shares on setups like this, and that'll help you. Meta, basing here, but notice this. It went up, it broke out, and price and volume talk, and you combine both together. Emission winners, we put both factors together. Oh, look, it's breaking out. Volume slight pickup, and then the next day they take it right back down into the base on a pickup in volume. They sold into it. Don't argue with that. When you see it, act accordingly. That will help you. I need to pause here and share something else. No day trading, no 5-minute charts, no scalping. Key on the daily charts, maybe weekly also. Narrow it, hourly or 30-minute. Don't get wrapped up in 5-minute. It'll drive you up the wall, okay? And it'll cause you to miss big trends. So this is slopping around, and notice that close near the lows here. And another valuable lesson for everybody. Oh, this is a green bar on a pickup in volume. Note where it opened. ran up, and nowhere it closed. It closed below where it opened. There's no power there. Be careful with that. Microsoft, there's no power there. Be careful with that. Netflix, there's no power there. Be careful with that. NVIDIA, this needs to start showing some power here. It's below the falling 50-day now, okay? Needs to get a powerful lift off here. I'm not saying it won't, okay? But it is below the 50-day, not a lot of power. Be cautious with it. Tesla was hanging on and hanging on. And then finally, look at the selling distribution here, folks. Look at the selling bars. They were voting and sold into it. And now it's lost the 50-day on a pickup in volume. Tells us to be a little bit cautious. And then finally, Visa. Nope, it's not everywhere you want to be. I had to say, a little bit of dad humor too. You got to have fun too. There's not a lot happening here. Be cautious with Visa.
Thank you for watching the video. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit like. Maybe hit that subscribe button. We come up with new content nearly every day. Also, check out the videos on the right. YouTube recommends the one on the top, and the bottom one is something we thought you might enjoy. See you next time.